All right, welcome to today's Vets Elite Daily Vlog, and today I'm just gonna go over some general nutrition tips for timing. And it's important to realize that it's not just about like what you eat, which is important, but something that's pretty much is equally as important. It's about when you eat and what you're eating at certain times. You know what I mean? That's what really gives you the most optimal nutrition program or nutrition application so that you can get the most out of your gains. And you can kind of break down nutrition into, I guess, call it 4 things, right? Like muscle gain, muscles or weight loss, muscle maintenance. And then for me, I kind of look at it as like basically for recovery, right? So you want to always make sure that you have somebody handling your nutrition that is qualified to do so. You know what I mean? And as strength and conditioning professionals, we are allowed to, give advice on nutrition. We're allowed to give suggestions and very general, guidelines. For example, for athletes, you want to eat about 1.5 to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight of protein per day. You want to go 6 to 8 to 10 grams of carbs per body weight per day, and that's if you're going to have some sort of macro count. And if you're going to do a macro count, you need to make sure that your macros that are needed for you is calculated the right way. Utilizing your total daily expenditure and your resting metabolic rate and your basal metabolic rate. Those 3 things need to be calculated, and if you're going to do that, get with somebody who knows how to do it. Don't try to do it yourself, and I would refrain from using like MyFitnessPal apps or apps in general like that. You can get a general estimate, but usually want to work with somebody who really knows what they're doing and actually prescribe the right amount of food or food for you and what to eat. Now, as far as going back to the timing of things, once you have like those general guidelines from us, now the second step to that is applying them, and it's about when you should eat certain things. So I'm just going to go over like the general overview and structure of how I actually like eat during the day. And again, I would consider myself in a weight maintenance and recovery nutrition category, right? So it's kind of a hybrid between the two. Like, I'm not really trying to gain any weight. I'm trying to lose a little bit, but I'm trying to do it very, very, very slowly. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe a pound, half a pound every week. I want to gradually work to the weight that I'm trying to compete at. I'm about 208 right now when I wake up, and I would like to compete at 198, and I would like to live at 205 to 204. So I would have about a 5-pound weight cut, which really wouldn't be much. So I'm just trying to gradually get there. But the main thing and the main reason like why I eat what I eat and when I eat it is to make sure that I can recover. You know what I mean? Like, you getting your body the fuel it needs when it needs is going to enhance your program and your success tenfold. You know what I mean? And just because, one of the things I realized, I used to be a very big, traditional kind of like, upper, lower, rest, upper, lower, if you're talking about days in the week and then you have the weekend to rest. I saw these high frequency programs like, lower body 3 times a week, full body 5 times a week, like stuff like that. And I would just kind of be like, dude, there's no way I can do it. Like, my body couldn't handle that, but my nutrition was not up to par. My nutrition wasn't there to be able to allow me to even give me a chance to be able to recover to do those things. So then I noticed when I switched my nutrition, I was able to, I can really start to train more. So I actually went to, from a kind of a 4-day split, then I went to the 3-day split for legs and 2-day split for upper. And the only reason I can attribute to me being able to continue to do more is because of my nutrition. I'm actually getting to the point where I'm getting to the point now where, because like I'm eating so well and I'm starting to become adapted to this high frequency, that I think I can even push for you know, 3 lower body days, 2 upper body days, and then 1 full body day on the weekend. Just because, like, I think I can handle that with the way I'm eating and the way I'm sleeping and my lifestyle, etc. Now, so I'm going to go over the structure. Again, this is like really kind of specific to myself. And, you know, if you're going to base your nutrition off this, like, you got to be, one, really attentive, two, you got to be really careful. Just because, you know, this is specific to my body. Like, I respond to things different than you probably will. So just be careful if we're going to use this, but it's just kind of a model, right? So basically how I do things is I kind of have, I guess, 3 kind of categories that I eat out of, right? So I have something called main meals, I have something called fillers, and then I have pre-workout meals, right? So my main meals is where I get like the bulk of my nutrition, especially in the sense of, you know, macros. That's where most of my protein is, and my like vegetables are pretty much all there, right? And I eat this I can eat it 4 to 5 times a day, depending on my day and what I trained. So first thing I eat, all right, this main meal consists of, for me, I do about a half a cup of rice, like a third to more like a third of a cup of rice. I do about 2 cups of kale, or I'll do a cup of kale and then, you know, have a cup of half a cup of peppers and half a cup of green beans. But usually I try to do 2 cups of vegetables at every single main meal, and then I'll have about 8 to 12 ounces of beef or chicken. And kind of just, and honestly, it really, like the beef or chicken, I would like it to be that, you know, I'd eat my chicken early in the day, and then later at night, you know, I'd have my first 2 meals, like my breakfast meal is the chicken, and then my, my lunch meal is the chicken, and then after I work out, I would do 2 beefs just because of the creatine content and antioxidants in the red meat, and the amino acids in the red meat. I think that's a lot better to have at night when you're trying to recover and your body's really trying to grow. And honestly, it's a little bit more affordable, to be honest. So it kind of depends. Like, if I have, if I can get chicken and beef, I'll do it. If I just have chicken, I just have chicken and eat it all day. But as long as I'm hitting my protein, and I really get most of it, I try to get as much as I can from meat. I don't even have protein shakes right now. So I've been doing, 4 to 5 of those a day, and I spread it out. So I have one right when I wake up. I'll have one about every 3.5 to 4 hours. And I try to make it so that I don't have one within 2 hours of working out, and I don't have one, and I have one right when I work out, like right when I'm done. And then I try to have one about an hour-ish before I go to bed. So that's kind of the spread on that. And that'll be 4 to 5 times a day, again, depending on the day, because sometimes if I'm doing lower body or if I decide to do kind of a double training split, it'll change. And then I said I had fillers. The fillers are just like, and all I use for the fillers is rice cakes, because it feels like you're eating something, and they're very low in calories. You're getting 50 calories. You're getting a little bit of sugar if you get like a flavored one. So if you're like bodybuilding, I wouldn't suggest doing that, like getting a flavored one and get a plain one. But I'll eat the rice cake just as kind of like a way to give me some volume on my stomach and kind of get that hunger to pass. And then lastly, I have my pre-workout, and for me, to be honest, my pre-workout consists of a Metarex protein bar and a thing of chocolate milk. Like, that's just what's been working for me. I can handle it, and I'm steadily losing weight. My shape's starting to come back a little bit, like my composition. I'm not really worried about my true composition, like trying to get down my lean body mass as much as possible. That's just not my goal. So, and if I was, I would be very detailed in my macro splits, and I'd probably eliminate that chocolate milk and that protein bar, and I'd kind of substitute it for something else. But that's just a general spread. If you're interested in nutrition from me, I can help you out. Send me a message, and awesome. All right, have a good night, people.